I'm Sarah from the Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with
Lights,
a Canadian icon.
Aww.
How are you?
I'm feeling good. This is our last night of tour here in Montreal.
Yes, it is.
Been out for 5 weeks, but it's been probably like the most connected I've been to my music ever because I produced the whole last record, was able to just kind of put everything I wanted into this set so that every night I feel so proud of it.
Yeah.
So it fills my well every night. Everyone's like, are you tired? I actually am not that tired. I think physically maybe, but I think emotionally I feel so good, and it's kind of sad to see it ending. We're having the best time.
Yeah, like you said, tonight's your last night of tour, of the Canadian leg at least.
Yeah.
What is the very first thing you want to do when you get home?
Oh, good question. It's funny because there's been construction happening at our house where I'm actually building an underground studio and like a sword tunnel.
Amazing.
But the cost is like waking up every morning to drilling. So I've been sleeping better on the road actually. Normally I'd be like sleeping in my own bed, but in this case, not really.
I mean, like loud noise compared to like a little shakiness.
I know, I'll take that. I think like pet the cats. You know, I actually live in a place with my mom and dad and then my sister and her family. So we're kind of in this compound, and the cats all live at my mom's house. So we have 3 cats. And I'm excited to I haven't pet a cat in a while. Do you have a cat?
I do have a cat.
Do you know how that feeling of like not petting a cat for a while?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, especially your own too. I feel like cats are like amazing, but petting your own cat just hits different.
Yeah.
I miss the feeling.
That's what I'm, probably the first thing I'll do.
Yeah. A6 is your incredible new album. You just released the extended version as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, you produced it yourself. Have you always been dabbling into producing?
Early on, I would make my own stuff. In my early MySpace days, I was producing everything myself. And then I got signed, had some success, and then the label paired me with all these other producers. And through those years of working with a bunch of other people, increasingly so over the course of a few albums, I produced less and less because there was these big names coming in producing, and they're incredible talent. So I'm watching and learning the whole time and working on other stuff, and got to start building up my chops to meet the level that I was at with the acoustic stuff. I would always follow up my albums with like acoustic or chill versions. Yeah. So it felt like lower stakes, and I would practice in that. And then pandemic rolls around, and I started a side project that's all kind of instrumental mid-tempo bass, started DJing and touring on the project. And it gave me the confidence to be like, I can finish something from top to bottom at the level that I needed to be at. And with A6, I knew exactly what I wanted to make, and really took advantage of just having all the time in the world to make it. Right. That's what you don't have when you're working with other producers, is like, okay, I have 2 days with you, what are we gonna do, let's get it done. And then they're finishing it off while you're off doing another session. But for me, I was able to just take time with every song and just give it the love it deserves, and do these detailed things to it that I didn't ever have a chance to do with stuff that I didn't work on. Like I said, I've been so viscerally attached to the creation process of the music because I've been able to take so much time to put it together.
There are so many incredible songs on this album. One of my favorites are Surface Tension.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
That's a favorite of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
It's insane. You had so much time to make this album, like you said. So did you have any moments where you sort of felt like in a creative rut, and what did you do to like get out of it?
I honestly didn't, and I think my relationship with like writer's block and creative ruts has changed over the years. I think early on I was like, that's just what it is. I guess I'm not writing, but I don't think that's true. I think like you just have to practice another art form. Take a break from the one you're doing, but try another one. Like if whatever you're working on is giving you a wall, try a different genre, or go do drawing, or write a comic, or start a side project. You know what I mean? All these skills are transferable. With this album, I felt such low pressure, and to be honest, I do think that is like the enemy of writer's block, is just like not putting pressure on yourself. Yeah. So I was just letting myself learn to love music again and reacquaint myself with like my passion for music too, because music is the best. Like it's absolutely the best. We can all agree. But if you do it for a living, you get to every musician I know gets to a point in their relationship with music, or anyone that's in this industry, that it's no longer for fun. That if you get confused because you're like, this is what I do for a living, and this is also what I love, and you don't know how to separate them. Before this album, I got reacquainted with what I love about music. I discovered all kinds of new stuff. I built out playlists. I found new artists. I figured out genres I liked. Like with the German stuff, I found a lot of like German dark wave. Loved the way that they were delivering their lyric. I just fell in love with music all over again. And through that was able to just create something I loved and have fun with it and not put pressure on myself. And before I knew it, the album was done. It came out of nowhere. And I sent my team 12 finished songs, and I was just like, here's the album. Is this fine? It came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. You've been doing music for so long, so I feel like at a certain point it just comes out so naturally.
It feels like it does.
Right? You are someone who like dabbles into so many creative projects. I want to know, like, is there something that you absolutely will never get into?
Well, one of the things that I've always, it's been it'll be like my like white rabbit. Like I've always wanted to act, but I will never be an actor. It's just not one of my strong suits, and I know that. Okay. And I've dabbled in it, and I'm like, this just isn't for me. It's just not what I do. But I'm like, there's a version of me in another reality that's an actor, but it's just not in the cards for this version of me.
If you were an actor, what sort of like genre would you fit into, do you think?
Do actors get to decide? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm so married to like my identity as a person, and for me to give that up, I would feel angry.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you can't tell me how to act. You can't tell me who to be. I don't want to be somebody else. But I do think it'd be fun to be in. Anytime I watch, Angelina Jolie in something where she gets to, like, she's the reason I throw knives and like ride motorcycles. I'm like, you get to be these badass people. You get to be Lara Croft. You get to be these superheroes. Like, that'd be fun to go on screen and do some badass stuff. But I had the pleasure of actually doing some cut scenes in motion capture for a video game called Off the Grid that Neil Blomkamp was directing, and I was like, on screen, like improving with other like really high-end actors, and I was like, I am not cut out for this. It was crazy, but it was another pandemic project, like actually during the writer's strike that everyone was kind of working on that, and that was my chance to kind of try it out. And I love it, but it's hard for me. It is hard for me.
I mean, you sort of do act in your music videos, like Surface Tension and White Paper Palm Trees, that are co-aligned. Yes. I literally watched it last night.
Yeah, did you watch them together?
I watched
videos
them
go
together on my new phone and my old phone.
Yes, you put them side by side in the internet.
It was crazy. So what sort of like work goes into making something like that?
Oh my gosh, so much like brain power, because I'm mapping out scenes, and you're trying to make all the timestamps match up from when people press play, and like what items are going to be passing between the shots and how we're going to make those align. And I'm the one editing them also. I'm producing the videos.
Of course you are.
And this happens happened in Come Get Your Girl too, my most recent video, which was me basically revisiting one version of each album of mine. I worded that weird, but I revisited every album by reenacting an old video from every album. And that also took so much brain power and so much consideration, and just notes and notes and notes. I can produce videos, I can produce music, I can edit, I can do all this stuff. I don't know if I could do it for anyone other than myself, because in my brain it all makes sense. But if I was trying to show you what I had written, you'd be like, what is this? Yeah. It makes sense to me though.
Yeah, it'd be like a mind map on a wall.
It's literally
sort of
like insane looking. But I know what I need to do and I can get it done. So there's a lot to like putting things like that together, and that's why I just end up like reducing my team down to just a couple people, because like my husband Bo does films it all, and we have a really good workflow. I'm like, here's the location, here's the thing, and my team helps me kind of source the locations, and otherwise it's a really small team.
Small teams make the dream work.
Yeah, honestly, because I think it just doesn't dilute the vision down. I've had video shoots where we have just 50 people on set, and I don't know their names, and I don't like working on things where I don't know people's names.
Right.
It feels weird.
Right.
On a tour, you want to be close with people. I can't imagine being at a level in touring, because I haven't been, where you have 5 buses and you don't know your crew's name, It would make me sad, but hey, like I'll see when I get there. Hey, so I'll manifest it.
Exactly, manifest that. I want to ask about a specific lyric on Damage, which is, I'm headed down a rabbit hole, does anyone want anything? I thought it was pretty funny. Is there a creative or just like random rabbit hole that you fall into that you can't get out of?
Oh, I love that you noted that lyric. That lyric for me, I'm so proud of the Damage lyric, because it's so tongue-in-cheek and playful, and it pulls in references from like the Smiths, and then like fairy tales, and then just like internet speak. Yeah. That's like kind of all these things that I love that amalgamate into this lyric that comes off dumb, but it isn't, because how much do we dumb ourselves down? It's this whole conversation of like, oh my gosh, I need to take photos of myself. Like, it's just the constant thing we're faced with as people who are trying to pitch our product on socials every day, where you want to make something heady and smart, but you also want to appeal. That one is referring to kind of that concept. That whole song is about that, where it's just like, we're going in, okay? What do we need to do on socials today? What are we gonna do? What is expected of me? I'm going in, and then you get further and further in this rabbit hole of what you think you should be doing online, until you don't even know what's real anymore. And then make a joke about it. I'm heading down a rabbit hole. Does anyone need anything? That's how I feel every day sometimes when I'm trying to get a grasp on every component of this career, right? Because there's so much more to it than music at this point.
Right.
But I love the tongue-in-cheek aspect where it's like, why would I be kind to someone when I'd much rather kick them in the eye? You know, that's like a Smith's lyric.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's told in this beautiful melody, but at the same time, it's a really kind of a dark, playful lyric. And that's definitely where that comes from. Yeah.
Have you fallen into like a YouTube rabbit hole lately?
I avoid YouTube
good.
because of that.
Good.
Because the second, even on other socials, like if I entertain like a concept, that is what fills my algorithm.
Yes.
And then I start to believe stuff. And I had this conversation with my daughter. I'm like, I'm not afraid of you seeing things on the internet. There's a lot of like crazy things out there. What I'm afraid of is it convincing you of something that you don't know if it's real anymore. And that's the stuff I try to avoid, because even now all these conspiracies will come up in my feed and I don't know what's real.
Right.
Like honestly, like some of the Epstein stuff, for example, you start engaging with some of it and I don't know what's real anymore. And my feed gets filled with it and I'm like, I'm not equipped to see these things.
Right.
And so I just click on cats and I just do my best to fill my feed with cats. And then I'm like, oh, dopamine rush, good. I'm moving on to like what is required of me in this life. Because I just don't, sometimes it's hard to see all of these things presented to you and go, where do I stand in it? What am I supposed to believe? What's right? What's wrong? When nothing makes sense.
Right. Exactly.
Have you? What's your latest rabbit hole?
Oh my God. Like I could go down like conspiracy theories, just like random like Mandela effects.
Oh, the
like,
Mandela effect stuff is crazy.
Yeah, like Berenstain Bears.
Yeah, totally.
Clearly insane.
Oh my gosh, I have bought into all of that.
It doesn't make sense, but I'm like, okay, like it has to be
I've seen
real.
that Black Mirror episode.
Right.
I'm like, somebody changed reality at some point.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It must be.
I believe that maybe this even is a simulation.
I think so.
No one said otherwise.
Right. But what is not a simulation is this new album and how incredible it is.
Amazing transition.
Thank you. One last question for you. Who are your favorite artists right now? Who are you listening to?
Okay, I think one of my favorite new artists is Daywave.
Okay.
I really like Daywave.
Nice.
He's been crushing it. And I'd love to collab with him at some point. We've even started chatting about it, so yeah. I love Edwin Rosen. He's a German artist. Such beautiful music. And actually one of like the mainstays for me is Future Islands. I was influenced by them a lot on this album, along with like The Cure and The Smiths and Don Henley and Bryan Adams. The ultimate
That's
feel
so
good.
funny too, because you're going on tour with him.
I know, an icon. You never know where all these manifestations can take you, but truly like a dream tour that I get to go on this year with an icon that has influenced my entire perspective on music.
Exactly. And like I said, this is Lights, a Canadian icon. Since you guys watched us talk about Lights and her new album, A6, I think it's only fair you listen to it and follow her everywhere. Found your new favorite artists and want the world to know about them, let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you.